other thing that people think about is cavities. And there's start to be a little bit more conversation happening about how, and I'm curious to know your perspective on this, that if a cavity is only progressed to a certain level, there is a possibility, maybe, or maybe this is just online myth, that some remineralization can happen. Or is it too late and you have to do a filling? What is the real story behind this here?
I'm glad you bring this up. You know, teeth are alive, they're organs, so they can regenerate. Cavities are literally like a hole that's been eaten up by bacteria inside the tooth. So if we create an environment where teeth can heal, teeth do heal, and we do see that. But how far the cavity has to be is no more than the first layer of the tooth, which we call enamel. That first layer of the tooth, the enamel layer, can be about 2 to 2.5 millimeters in thickness. So if we can catch the cavity early enough, then that part of the tooth can actually regrow back and it can re-solidify.
But when you catch it, certain actions have to be taken at that point, I'm guessing, right? They can't just, if somebody realized, oh, I have a shallow cavity, I'm just going to stay home and it's going to remineralize. Something has to actually happen. There has to be some sort of an intervention, right?
Absolutely. And some of the intervention can be at home. Well, number one, we have to recognize that there is a cavity. We have to find it. How do we find incipient cavities or small cavities? Typically with dental x-rays. Once we identify it, then we can actually use a treatment protocol. Number one, the goal is to eliminate the cavity-causing bacteria. How do we detect this? With actually a saliva test. And once we know that you do have it and the process is active, the cavities are active, then we use ozone, which sterilizes the tooth, through the use of ozone water. And people can actually do this at home. You buy like one of these ozone makers to make ozone water at home. You can put it in a water flosser because you want to get it in between the teeth. Most cavities actually start in between the teeth because people don't floss typically. Right. So behavioral change is a big part of the process, practicing good oral hygiene. If you hate string floss, use a water flosser, with ozone water so you can get it through the teeth. That's so important. And then adding the right minerals so the teeth can mineralize again, like calcium, phosphorus, magnesium, vitamin D3, K1, K2, to help regenerate teeth.
Yeah, I really appreciate you sharing that, because I could imagine if we just told people, oh, you can remineralize your cavities, they find out at the dentist, I got a cavity, okay, I'm going to go home, I'm not going to do anything, just going to go home, it's going to remineralize. They have to understand, and I appreciate you sharing your multifaceted approach there, that you do need to take a number of different actions for this to actually
Definitely.
happen.
And actually one of the things that is more available on the market today is toothpaste with calcium hydroxyapatite. Toothpaste or tooth powder. Because calcium hydroxyapatite is the same mineral that the teeth are made out of. And we know that teeth do absorb this mineral.
And you see those in nano and non-nano forms. Do you have a preference in that regard?
The studies were done with a nano because it's microstructure. So we wanted to really absorb in the tooth structure.
Okay.